In today's video, we're talking about my favorite churches to follow on social media for 2021. On this list, you're gonna find smaller churches, bigger churches, along with a variety of different approaches to social media. You can use this list to get inspired, to see what others are doing well, and make sure to give each of these accounts a follow so that way you can keep learning from them even after this video is done. Let's dive in. Well, hey there, I'm Brady Shearer. This is Pro Church Tools, and we're here to help you and your church navigate the biggest communication shift in 500 years. If we're just meeting for the first time, consider subscribing. If you are a regular, make sure to hit the thumbs up. It really does make a difference. Now, just one small note before we begin. A year ago, I made a video about the best churches to follow on social in 2020. That video is linked above and in the description below because there are no duplicates between that video and this video. So if you want even more great churches to follow online, that video is available to you as well. Let's start now with the first church on this list, Rock Generation Church out of British Columbia, Canada. Shouts to my fellow Canadians. The best place to follow this church is on Instagram. Their handle is @RockGenChurch. And as soon as you land on this church's Instagram page, you're gonna get why I'm highlighting them on this list. Their graphics and designs are simply outstanding. And what's especially interesting is that they keep a consistent design aesthetic, but they change it up basically every season. So it's strict consistency for a season or so, and then as you enter a new season, you dive into a new visual style. And there's so much to love here on the design front. It's hard to choose my favorite, but the two that really stand out to me are the green and pink pastel tones with the crosswords. I also really like the sky blues with the Sharpie headlines. Next up, we've got Potomac Valley Church. You can follow them on Instagram @Potomac Valley Church. And this is one of the best examples of a ministry that's hitting all the right notes on social without what I'd call outstanding visuals. Now, this is important, and if you get anything from this video, it should be this. In my experience, churches tend to treat their social pages similar to design portfolios. We want everything neatly in place with outstanding designs, and understandably so. I mean, think about how we design artwork for sermon series. We want to capture mood and tone and emotion while also conveying meaning, and much like a movie poster, it needs to capture the eye. And while there's nothing wrong with aspiring to that on social as well, which is why this list and this video will highlight multiple pages that are excelling with their visuals, the thing you need to know about social is that visual excellence has virtually no bearing on social effectiveness. Said plainly, social doesn't care about pretty designs. Social is about stopping the scroll. It's about attention. Now for you, a creative, you may stop scrolling when you see visual excellence because you have an eye for it. The average person in a church congregation does not. Now, does that mean visual excellence is detrimental to your social efforts? Well, no, not necessarily. And if visual excellence is a value at your church, absolutely go for it. Just don't presume that well-designed visuals will translate to effectiveness on social. And this brings us back to Potomac Valley Church and their Instagram. They're hitting all the right notes. Currently, my favorite social media post for churches, carousel posts. We did a whole video on this, linked above and in the description below. Potomac is nailing these. Here are a few examples: 6 ways to spend more time reading the Bible, 4 prayers for when you're struggling with anxiety, just white text on black backgrounds for the design. They're also doing a great job with reels and direct FaceTime with their pastors and leaders, using social more like a pulpit, less like a bulletin. They've got quotes and statement posts, again, just white text on black backgrounds. And then they're also having fun with memes like this one here. So what I love about this page is the diversity of post types. Again, they're hitting all the right notes. And this is, in many ways, an ideal social media page for most churches. And you don't need a world-class design team to execute like this. Prioritize effectiveness, and this can be achieved. And of course, one of the easiest ways to upgrade your church's social media presence is to partner with us through our product, Nucleus Media. You'll get unlimited access to our entire library of social media posts for churches, which includes carousel posts, meme posts, quotes and statement posts. You know, if you're still working to find your rhythm on social at your church, a Nucleus Media subscription will be an outstanding resource for you. If on the other hand, you're more of an advanced social user, Nucleus Media is an excellent supplement to what you're already doing, especially because we give you all the source files for our posts so you can use our designs as springboards and then create custom posts from there. Your Nucleus Media subscription also comes with cinematic worship backgrounds, ministry-focused stock footage, and more, all in one subscription that's more affordable than if you subscribed separately to these services and piecemealed it all together. You can start using Nucleus Media for free with no credit card required at nucleus.church/media. That link is also in the description, nucleus.church/media. The next church on our list is Waite Park Church out of Minneapolis. Now, this is a smaller church. You can follow them on Instagram at Waite Park Church. And the reason I wanted to highlight this page is because as someone who has never been to this church in person and has no affiliation with this church whatsoever, after going to their page and briefly scrolling through a handful of posts, I felt like I had a great feel for what this church would be like visiting in person. And I think that is foundational, something every one of our churches should be aspiring to with our online presence. Because your social footprint, along with your church's website, are where first impressions are made nowadays. And they're where first impressions will continue to be made going forward. This is especially true for smaller churches, so for the vast majority of us. In most cases, smaller churches should not be aspiring to replicate on social what larger or highly influential churches are doing. If you're a smaller church and I'm checking out your Instagram page, I don't need to see your best vertic impression or elevation impression. I really just want to see church life in the face of your pastors and visual representations of the community that we're building. Waite Park Church has done an exceptional job with this. Let's close out this video with 3 accounts that I think are worth following if you are serving in the arena of church communications and social media. Now, granted, these are not churches per se, they're more church adjacent accounts, but my belief is that if more churches would create more content like these accounts, more churches would see traction online. First, we've got my friend Amen Alex, an excellent follow on both TikTok and Instagram at Amen Alex. On Instagram, you'll find a lot of photos of his family life along with quotes. And with his TikTok, you're gonna find short conversational videos on hot topics relating to the Christian faith. All of these content archetypes are great fits for church social accounts. Just swap family life content for church family life content. And Alex is a great follow to see how to do these things well. Next, we've got the Instagram account at TrustGodBro. Now for me, this is an essential follow for learning social copywriting. Now, I have no idea what Trust God Bro looks like. They don't post memes. Their designs are quite pedestrian. They're highly effective, but they're not gonna win any design awards either. Meaning what I'm saying is the influence of this Instagram account has been built on the back of words alone. Social media managers, we need a lot of skills to do our jobs well, but copywriting is among the most important. And one of the best ways to learn how to write good copy is to study good copy already being written in your industry. Trust God Bro is one of the best. And finally, for design inspiration, there's no one doing it quite like my guy Reuben Rohard at Design by Reuben on Instagram. Carousel posts, quote posts, even design tutorials, a necessary follow in my books. That'll do it for this video. One question I have for you. Is there a church or church adjacent account that's a must follow for those working in the church social world? Help us out. Throw a link to their page in the comments below. A video like this is not exhaustive, so let's learn from each other. Thanks as always for your time, attention, and trust. We'll talk real soon.